Mookie Betts' deal to the Dodgers is officially official after some medical snags and some crazy stuff that had several players, families, and stuff in limbo. So now it's officially official, and I actually like it better for the Red Sox now, as they are receiving Verdugo, Downs, and a Jeter Downs, who is the sixth best shortstop prospect in the game of baseball. He was a key cog in the Yasiel Puig deal to Cincinnati a few years ago, but with Gavin Lux in the fold, Dodgers could afford that. And they're also receiving a catching prospect, Connor Wong, as well. So even though they still do have to pay over half of Price's, again, atrocious contract, 3 years, $93 million left on it, making it just $16 million a year for the Dodgers. So again, the Dodgers are getting Mookie Betts, making that lineup absolutely a minefield, a nightmare, insane. Their pitching staff, maybe a little bit to be desired, with Clayton Kershaw on the downswing a little bit. They do get David Price, and I think it's kind of a prove-it year for David Price. And I think the warmer weather will help David Price, who struggled with elbow and just bad inconsistencies over the last couple of seasons, despite winning the championship in 2018 with the Red Sox. And so again, the biggest win is the Dodgers, and the biggest win, honestly, is us fans just finally getting to put it to bed, and the players and their families. But also, Kenta Maeda is going to the Minnesota Twins in a separate deal. That was the hang-up, was the Braderall medicals. So the Dodgers are actually taking on Braderall. They're sending $10 million to the Minnesota Twins, and the Dodgers also receive the Minnesota Twins 2020 draft pick as compensation B pick. If y'all understand all that, I really don't, but it's good for the Dodgers to get a pick out of that as well. And then in a completely separate deal, Jock Peterson is headed to the Angels for a shortstop prospect, Luis Renfroe, and two other prospects. So the Angels are looking really good offensively, with obviously the best player in the game, Mike Trout. Justin Upton, if he can stay healthy with that nagging toe injury, Shohei Ohtani, Anthony Rendon, but they're pitching, and they're also receiving Ross Stripling as well. Stripling was a kind of a yo-yo back and forth from the Dodgers rotation, a lot like Maeda, so I think if he gets consistency in the rotation, he'd be a nice piece, because we saw him carry the Dodgers at points during his career, during his tenure there, so that's a good get there. But they're sorely lacking in pitching. They did add Julio Teheran, Dylan Bundy, and Ross Stripling now, so that's a little bit better. And Shohei Ohtani, coming off Tommy John, I don't know how much he'll be able to pitch, or how they'll be able to manipulate that. But if he can pitch, that is a big boost. But I think the Angels still missed out on the top tier pitchers, and even the middle tier pitchers this offseason. They went after Cole, didn't get him, but a busy day in baseball. Finally, that trade is put to bed. Everybody can analyze it as much as they want. I like it. Like I said, I like it more for the Red Sox. Adding Jeter Downs, adding Verdugo, who, as I spoke about in the first video, is a capable left-handed or left fielder with a 162 game sample size. Could be a steal for the Boston Red Sox, who are kind of in a rock and a hard place with still capable players to compete. Are they miles away from the Yankees? Yes, but they still got J.D. Martinez, Devers, Verdugo is a nice add, and then you got the youngster Jeter Downs, who you can manipulate because shortstops can normally play anywhere in the infield if needed, because they're just that athletic. And Jeter Downs, as I said, was a top 10 shortstop prospect in the majors, so I think they did even better. Unfortunately, they still have to pay a lot of that price contract, so that's where it kind of stinks for them, but they did get under the luxury tax, get that financial flexibility, and even though that's usually a bad word, that's good for them. I think the thing that hurt them this offseason was J.D. Martinez opting in to his 4 years and $100+ million contract. I think if he would have opted out, that would have given them more wiggle room to maybe sign Betts to a extension. Instead, they did the best they could, getting him as he is set to hit the free agent market this offseason. So a lot to unpack there. Please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Let me know who you think won this mega deal. Obviously the Dodgers, but their pitching is a little suspect, but the rest of it, it's going to be a nightmare to face, but fun to watch. Can't wait for baseball. 3 more days until pitchers and catchers report, baby.